It's absolutely important to call an attorney and call an attorney immediately so the investigation can be done early on to set you up for the compensation or the recovery that you deserve.
If you're injured on the job, is workers' comp your only option? And how do you know? Well, that's what we're going to find out today because we're going to ask the lawyer. Hi again, everybody. I'm Rob Rosenthal with AskTheLawyers.com. And my guest is Maryland attorney Gwen-Marie Davis Hicks. Gwen-Marie, good to see you again. Thank you for making some time for us.
Absolutely, Rob. It's always a pleasure to spend time with you.
So someone's been injured on the job. Maybe people are familiar with workers' comp, but you're here to tell us there's something else that might be an option, and that's a third-party claim. Can you explain to us what that is?
Yes. So when you're injured on the job, obviously you have workers' compensation. However, in some cases, there may be, you may be able to bring what you want to call a third-party claim, which is a bodily injury claim. There may be a third party other than your employer who is or who can be responsible, may be responsible for the negligent act that may have caused your injury. I have plenty of examples of that if you like.
That was my next question. How about some examples?
All right. So you're driving on the job for work. And obviously you're driving on the job, and that is for work. You would think it's just a workers' compensation claim. But actually, if it's a negligent party that caused the car crash, then in a case like that, you would be able to file a claim or a lawsuit against the third party, the negligent party that caused the injury while you were driving on the job. Another example that just actually we had a new case that came in was a person was a waiter at a restaurant, and the floor fell through while they were in the kitchen at the restaurant. Come to find out, the restaurant was owned by the landlord who failed to maintain the floor. So the person fell, floor is down.
Wow.
My God, right? Yes. While working on the job, obviously they were able to bring a third party claim, bodily injury claims. They were seriously injured through a third party. Another example I can think of, I mean, there's so many. Say you're working in your building at work and you go to the bathroom. The elevator closes on your arm because it is a faulty elevator, or you fall, the shaft falls to the ground and you're injured. That is another case where you're actually on the job, but there's third-party negligence involved. The list can go on and on and on. So that's just a few examples of third-party claims that could happen while you're actually working on the job.
So it brings up a couple of questions in my mind. First of all, is it connected, this third-party claim, is it connected at all to the workers' comp? Do they work separately? Does one supersede the other?
Yes, they do. So, for example, if you did get workers' compensation while on the job, before you can settle your bodily injury claim with a third party, they have a right to what you want to call subrogate. So you got to be mindful of that.
Okay, so that brings up another question then. In the examples you gave, someone may not even realize that there would be a third-party claim. I would imagine a lot of times people don't know. So it's important to get an attorney such as yourself who would be familiar with this to help you navigate and even see if you have a claim, correct?
And call right away, because essentially the example that I used with the young lady who was working at the restaurant, she called thinking it was just a workers' compensation claim. Actually, it may not be. And after doing our due diligence and finding out, was there a third party involved? Did they have a duty? Did they breach the duty? Did they have causation? And are you injured, which is the damages? Then there is a case, and let's go for it. And it's a lot, in this situation, there's a lot more involved in recovery because there's a third party involved. So it's absolutely important to call an attorney and call an attorney immediately so the investigation can be done early on to set you up for the compensation or the recovery that you deserve.
So if somebody did file a workers' comp claim, that doesn't mean they then cannot file a third party claim, right?
That's correct. That's correct.
And some people may think, okay, I can do workers' comp, I can do that on my own. But this third-party claim, you definitely need a personal injury attorney to help you with that, right?
Absolutely. If you want to leave money on the table, do it yourself. But if you want to just get the compensation that you deserve and just make sure you're not missing a step. I mean, I do this all day, every day. So, it's better to have an attorney, a competent attorney to do it and do a good job for you so you can get the compensation that you deserve. Absolutely.
All right. So once again, early on, get an attorney involved, even if you're not sure, but just to find out, because like you say, you may be leaving money on the table.
Rob, I would tell everybody just to give our office a call. We will help you to navigate and let you know either way what we think. And look, like the case I just mentioned, lo and behold, I'm driving on the job or I'm working on the job. I know it's a workers' comp, but no, an competent attorney would ask more questions. They'll dig a little deeper. Well, where were you? Did the landlord, who was it owned by? Did they own the building? Things like that.
Right.
Navigating, asking the proper questions makes it so much easier. And I can think of things and say, oh, that's not workers' comp alone. That is actually a third party claim. Let's get that going. And so it's a good thing.
Lots of great information as usual, Gwen-Marie. Thank you so much for taking some time and answering our questions.
Thanks for having me. I always enjoy, having the conversation with you.
That's going to do it for this episode of Ask the Lawyer. My guest has been Maryland attorney Gwen-Marie Davis Hicks. If you want the best information or you'd like to be able to make sure you choose a lawyer that lawyers choose, make sure to go to askthelawyer.com. Also, please take a sec to subscribe by punching the button down there in the corner, and you'll know about future episodes. Thanks for watching. I'm Rob Rosenthal with askthelawyer.com.